Senators raise alarm over planned invasion of presidency by thugs. Former Senate President sues federal government over property. Presidency accused Saraki for invasion of Senate. And in sports, Eyimba among top 4 teams for CAF tournament. I am Nten Ekbang with news on the hour on Television Nigerian. The senator representing Kaduna Central, Senator Shehu Sani, says the invasion of the Senate and the snatching of the maize was an attempted coup d'etat and an assault to democracy. Sani had, after the incident, revealed how he stopped plenary from being adjourned. In a series of tweets, the senator said what happened to the upper legislative chamber could also happen to the presidency if not checked. He tweeted that the armed invasion of the Senate is treasonable and an assault on democracy, as well as a desecration of an institution of democracy. He alleged that those who sanctioned, organized, and supported the invasion will someday do that to the presidency or the judiciary. The allegation by Shehu Sani is corroborated by Senator More Bruce of the People's Democratic Party. More Bruce explained that the National Assembly is next to the presidential facility. He stressed that if the National Assembly could be easily attacked, the presidential villa could suffer similar fate. According to him, the perpetrators getting away with yesterday's attack on the National Assembly is an indication of a serious national security threat. Former Senate President David Mark has explained why he sued the Special Presidential Investigation Panel for the recovery of public property to a federal high court in Abuja. In the suit, Mark claimed that the panel planned to evict him from his residential property, which he duly acquired. The federal government had accused Senator David Mark of illegally acquiring his then official residence as his private property, giving him 21 days to vacate the property. In the quit notice endorsed by the chairman of the presidential panel, Okoye Bonobla, the former Senate president was directed to give reasons why the federal government should not enforce the recovery of the property for public good. Mark is praying for an order restraining the panel from taking any steps or actions aimed at evicting him from the mansion. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, as well as Obonobla, are respondents in the suit. The chairman of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption, Issa Sege, has blamed the Senate President Bukola Saraki for the invasion of the Senate by suspected thugs. Sege alleged that Saraki and his collaborators in the Senate had been provoking people to take the law into their own hands. In an interview with the National Daily, the senior advocate of Nigeria said that the Bukola Saraki-led Senate has been provoking Nigerians for a long time. Thugs suspected to be loyal to suspended senator representing Delta Central Senatorial District Ovie Omoagege had invaded the Red Chambers and forcefully took away the maize. And still ahead, Nigeria Prisons Service laments poor facilities in Delta State. And in sports, Eyimba joins top 4 teams for CAF tournament as new president is set to take over government in Kyrgyzstan.
Nigerians have tested political parties, religion and age. It is time to get a bridge builder to heal the wounds. Hassan Dan Kwambo. Under your watch as Executive Governor of Gombe State, you have been able to manage the state's resources in view of the numerous projects so far completed and the low statutory federal allocations accruable to the state. With your landmark achievements in healthcare, youth employment, women empowerment, road infrastructure, pipe-borne water, security, education and agricultural development, we are sure of a better Nigeria. 2019 is not about power or change, but rather it is about Dan Kwambo to replicate his humility and servant leadership. Dan Kwambo, Nigeria. Nigeria, Dan Kwambo.
Welcome back. The Delta State Command of the Nigerian Prison Service is lamenting the deplorable conditions of prisons, facilities, and lack of operational vehicles to convey inmates to court. The State Controller of Prisons, Sam Iyakoge, who made this appeal when he paid a court visit to the State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice Peter Mirapo, appealed for help to build new prison facilities in that state. He further explained that the Warri medium security prison that was designed and built to accommodate 307 inmates now accommodates over 1,500 inmates who sleep under deplorable and inhuman conditions. He lamented that inmates are hardened up upon their release back to the society due to conditions in prisons. And in sports news, two-time African champions Enyimba are among the 4 teams seeded for Saturday's Confederation of African Football Confederation Cup group stage draw scheduled to take place in Cairo. The 4 teams are seeded by their performances in the CAF competitions for the previous 5 seasons. The 3 other teams are USM Algiers, who knocked out Nigerian champions Plateau United, Sudan's Al Hilal, who were responsible for the exit of ITO Cup holders Aqua United, and AS Vita Club of Democratic Republic of Congo. The other 12 teams will be pooled in any of the 4 groups of 4 teams each. Matches in the group stages will now be played on Wednesdays and Sundays according to the new schedule released by CAF this week. Enyimba, who are the only Nigerian team left in the competition, edged out beat first wits of South Africa 1-1 on the away goals rule to make it to the group stages. They will be hoping to become the first Nigerian club to win the competition. Real Madrid manager Zinedine Zidane has stated that his side cannot solely depend on forward Cristiano Ronaldo to achieve their aim when they battle Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena in the first leg of the UEFA Champions League semi-final match on Wednesday. Zidane hopes other teammates will come handy against the German champions after Ronaldo scored an exquisite backheel to rescue a point for Real in their 1-1 draw against Atletico Bilbao in the La Liga on Wednesday night. The result against Bilbao ended Real Madrid La Liga league defense, though they do maintain hopes of securing a 3rd successive Champions League title, a feat last achieved when the Bayern won the European Cup in the 1970s. And on the foreign scene, expectations are high in Kyrgyzstan as its 29th Prime Minister may step aside as new President Soronbay Jeenbekov looks to cement control over the Central Asian country. Lawmakers voted overwhelmingly to dismiss the government of 40-year-old technocrat Prime Minister Sapar Isakov, who many view as loyalist of the country's former leader Almazbek Atambayev. Jeenbekov subsequently signed an order confirming the government's dismissal. A total of 101 legislators voted for the move, with just 5 against, according to an official parliamentary protocol. The vote indicated broad parliamentary support for 59-year-old Jeenbekov, who will play a key role in determining the next prime minister. Jeenbekov came to power in a bitterly fought presidential election last year while enjoying strong support from 61-year-old Atambayev. American business magnate and philanthropist Bill Gates has said that malaria was back on the rise again and will continue to claim more lives worldwide unless government enhances their push to eradicate the disease. The Microsoft co-founder said innovations will be crucial to keep progress in tackling the disease ahead of global ability to develop resistance to drugs and insecticides. He told the 2018 London Malaria Summit, where experts gathered to plot the way forward, that funding against malaria has to be long-term and smarter. More than 445,000 people died from malaria in 2016, mostly children under 5 and pregnant women. Statistics show that 1 child dies every 2 minutes from malaria-related diseases, with 216 million cases recorded in 2016. 90% of the cases were reported in Africa. And that's the news on the hour on Television Nigerian. A recap of the major stories just before we go. Senators raise alarm over planned invasion of presidency by thugs. Former Senate President sues federal government over property. Presidency accuses Saraki for invasion of Senate. And in sports, Enyimba among top 4 teams for CAF tournament. Remember, anything that is risky and dangerous always starts out as fun, but the odds are always stacked in gravity's favor, for you will eventually come face to face with the earth, and the earth always wins the battles. I am Nten Epang. Have a good night rest.